Hi everybody. We were studying lesson number 5, plant life. In the previous session, we studied about how do plants reproduce. Reproduction in plants through various parts such as roots, stem, leaves, etc. We also studied about the structure of seed. So, can you tell me what is stem cutting? Stem cutting is a piece of stem which can be grown into a new plant, provided that the stem should be having one or two buds on it. Now, which plants can be grown by this method? The plants like rose, hibiscus can be grown by stem cutting. Now, how does a ginger plant reproduce? Correct. The ginger plant reproduces through stem. What is the function of cotyledons? Now, I hope you remember what are cotyledons. The leaves of seed are called cotyledons when the seed is cut into two parts, or when it opens, the two parts are called leaves of the seed or cotyledons. So, the function of cotyledon is the cotyledon contains stored food which is used by the growing plant or the seedling. Now, how do mosses and fern reproduce? Right, they reproduce through tiny seed-like structures called spores. Yes, can you tell me the parts of seed? Yes, the seed has an outer hard part which is known as seed coat, a hole for water, scar and cotyledons. Now, what do we call the little plant that grows inside the seed, inside the leaves of the seed? Yes, that's called as embryo. So, the embryo contains the baby root and the baby shoot. Now, today we are going to study about germination. Germination of seed. Now, the growth of a baby plant is called germination. The baby plant is known as seedling. So, to germinate the seeds, it needs air, water and warmth. Now, if you have, I know that you must have eaten sprouts at home. So, that contains a thread-like structure. You just can confirm with your mother how does she make it. Then she will tell you that for doing that means for the seeds to germinate, it has to be soaked into water and then excess water is removed. After which the thread-like structure grows from the seed. Now, this is a picture of the grains or seeds. When it is soaked up in water, can you see the picture? Having thread-like structures called radicals coming out from the seeds. In this way, when they look like this, we call that the seeds have germinated. Now, in this process, we can see how the seed germinates and grows into a new plant. So, can you see that first the root starts growing from the seed. The root part of the seed grows, then slowly the seed coat is removed. And from the seed, the root as well as shoot part grows. And ultimately, the seeds converted or the seed get transformed into a new plant. That's how a seed is germinated. Now, in simple words, germination can be defined as the growth of seed into a young plant or a seedling. It can be defined as the process by which plants grow from a single seed into a plant. During the beginning stage of germination, seeds take up water and swell. Now, can you tell me from where does the seed take up water? Yes, you guessed it right. The seed hole which is present in the seed allows the water to enter into the seed. And as the seed swells up, the seed coat softens. And then the root and the thread-like structure called the radicle grows from the seed. I repeat, when the seeds are soaked into water, they absorb water and they swell. And slowly the seed coat softens and a thread-like structure called radicle and root starts growing from the seed. When the seed get enough water, air and warmth, it grows into a new plant. Seeds are dry and they require enough water to moisten. So, they also need oxygen. It is an important source of energy required for the growth of seed. Now, the next thing is warmth or temperature. For a seed to germinate, warmth is also very important. If you keep the seeds Give enough water to the seeds, but still if you keep it in the refrigerator, it will not get warmth and you will see that the seeds will not grow. Approximately all the seeds grow on the moderate temperatures, that is between 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, that is required by a baby plant to grow. So, the things air, water and warmth are required for the baby plant to grow into a required by a seed to grow into a seedling. Now, next we are going to study about dispersal of seed. So what exactly is dispersal? Dispersal means scattering. The scattering of seed away from parent plant is called seed dispersal. If plants grow too close to each other, they will not get enough space, air, water and sunlight, because of which they will not grow into healthy plants. Wind, water, animal are called the agents of dispersal. Now, why is dispersal necessary or why is it required? If plants grow too close to each other, they will not get enough water, sunlight, space which is needed for the growth of plant, and eventually they will die due to overcrowding. Now, when you sit in the class, you sit two on the bench, right? If the teacher tells you to share your space with two more children, after some time you start feeling inconvenient, right? You say that teacher, I'm not getting space to sit properly, and you start fighting for the space. In the same way, when so many seeds grow too close to each other, they have to fight for space and then they cannot grow into a healthy plant. Now, that's why the seeds have to be thrown away, they have to be scattered away from the parent plant. And this scattering away of seeds is known as dispersal. Now, wind, air, water, and explosion of fruit are the means in which seeds are dispersed. Now, wind, water, and animals are called as agents of dispersal. Now, it is very important. Dispersal is important for plants because they have to compete for the resources. If the seeds grow too close to each other, they have to compete for light, water, nutrients from soil, etc. And then it will be difficult for them to grow into a healthy plant. Now, modes of dispersal: wind dispersal, water dispersal, animal dispersal, and explosion of fruit. In this way, seeds are dispersed away from the parent plant. Now, wind dispersal. Seeds that are scattered by wind are usually small and light. For example, dandelion and cotton. Of course, because if the seeds are heavy, they cannot be carried away by wind. So, this makes it easy for the wind to carry the seeds away. The seeds that are scattered by wind are usually small and light, such as winged seed of maple that spin and helicopter in the air, and the feathery seeds from the dandelion that can catch on free breeze. The longer the seed stays in the wind, the farther it can be blown away by the wind. So these seeds have either hair-like structures or they have wing kind of structure, which make them easy to be carried away by the wind and float in the air. So this is the picture of a picture of dandelion seeds. So can you see the hair-like structures on the feathery structure which help the seeds to be carried away easily by the wind? Now these are few other seeds like madar seeds, second is dandelion, the third one is cotton, and see, if you can see the picture, it has either feather like things or wing like things which so that it can be easily carried away by wind. Now, water dispersal. Seeds of plants that grow in or near flowing water may be dispersed by water. For example, water lily, lotus, and coconut. Now, although seeds of the plants that grow in water are obviously spread by water, there are many other ways in which water plays an important role in the dispersal of seeds. The seeds dispersed by water are light and have the ability to float. Of course, because if they sink in the water, they won't be carried away to distant places. For example, coconut seed is light, and that's why and it has air trapped in between the husk. This makes it light and easy to float, and the seed and the fruit are carried by water to far away places. In this way, we saw that the the plants which grow in or near the flowing water, the seeds, of course, will be dispersed by water. Now, this is a picture of lotus. In this, the seeds are dispersed by water. Again, a coconut and lotus plant. These seeds are dispersed by water. Now, animal dispersal. We enjoy eating fleshy fruits such as mango, papaya, cherry, and guava. After eating, we throw away the seeds. This is one way of helping plants to disperse their seeds. Some plant seeds have barbs or other structures that get tangled with the animal fur or feather when they come in contact with the seeds. Some seeds have stiff hair or spines or hooks that stick to the cloths, our cloths, or cling on to the fur or skin, that is, it gets attached to the fur or skin of animals and get carried to long distances. Human beings, birds, animals enjoy eating fleshy fruits like mango, papaya, cherry, guava, and the seeds are thrown away after eating the fruits. This is the way in which seeds are dispersed. Seeds of many fruits are hard and are eaten by the birds and animals and come out from the body as waste, hence are dispersed in this way. Now, see, this is a picture in which a bird is shown eating a fruit. In this way, the seeds are dispersed by birds. In this picture, again the dispersal of seed is shown by birds, insects and animals. Again human beings in this picture, if you can see the human beings eating the fruits and the seeds will be thrown away after eating the fruit. In the next picture, the seed got stuck in the hair or the fur of the dog and the seed will be carried away to the far off place. In this way it will be dispersed. Again in this picture, if you can see a monkey eating a fruit and that fruit will be eaten and seeds will be thrown away. In this way, animals, insects, birds also play an important role in the dispersal of seeds. In this way, eating the fruits and throwing away the seeds, or the seeds getting attached to the coat or fur of animals and getting to far off places. In this way, the seeds are dispersed by human beings, birds, insects, animals. Now, explosion of fruit. Fruit of plants such as balsam, pea, geranium, and touch-me-not burst open or explode when they are dry. Now, some plants distribute their seeds by violently ejecting them, means explosion, so they far away from the parent plant. This is explosive dispersal. They produce seed pods which dry in the sun. As the pod dries, it eventually splits. It breaks open. The forceful ejection of the seeds, flying as far away as possible from the original plant, such as balsam, pea, geranium, and touch-me-not. They burst open when they are dry, and the seeds are scattered to the far off places. So, today we studied about germination of seed, about the dispersal of seed, that is scattering away of seed from the parent plant, about modes of dispersal, agents of dispersal, and how the dispersion of fruit seeds takes place in different way. We are going to end this session here.